with ALS. And he died.
Hang on, I forgot to unmute us. They were sitting there listening to us, like
No,
watching us talk.
no,
Yes, we were
no,
completely muted. Why?
no.
Because reasons. And I don't see. I told you, man. I am. It is. I said this actually before I unmuted us. It's one of those days where the technical side is just kicking the shit out of me, and I don't know why. Things are not showing in my stuff right. We're one set of icons seems to show that we're not online on Twitch or on YouTube, and I don't know why.
Oh, is this what they meant by rage against the machine?
Yes, I'm raging against all the machines today because I didn't click two buttons. Two buttons. Okay. That's what's happening. Okay. Boy.
Dear God.
Yeah. It's gonna be one of those days. You were talking about somebody from Euphoria and why you liked it, and I said I couldn't get into it. You know.
Yeah. I loved the show Euphoria. Season 3 is coming out in a couple of months. After like a few years of no Euphoria. Anyways, the actor Nate's dad, if you watched the show, a lot of people called him like the sexy dad. He was diagnosed with ALS a few months ago, or at least I heard about it a few months ago, and then he passed away today.
That's a bummer.
Pretty young, like 53, I believe. So very sad.
That is sad.
Sad.
And then also for our pre-show, because Jay did the whole pre-show today. Trump gave Iran 10 days to do what? I don't believe anything that they say.
I don't know. Yeah, who knows? I think essentially like Trump gave Iran like 10 days to fix their shit, or we were going to fix it for them. That's heavy paraphrasing. That's why we're not doing a whole segment on this. Because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, because Trump doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Shocking.
And also, probably nothing's going to happen in 10 days.
It's the largest military buildup in the Middle East since 2003. So take that for what it's worth. Who knows, dude? I really can't tell what that clown is going to do at any given time. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. What's going on? I still don't think he's got the guts to start a full-blown war. I think he's a paper tiger. I do. I think he's going to taco. Go watch our videos from last week. Actually, please go watch our videos on YouTube from last week, because I'll tell you.
Oh, no.
Man, our analytics weren't great. They weren't great. It was not good, and we don't know why.
They were historically bad.
Yes. Jay, what freaks you out the most about transitioning? You've got this going.
Yeah. I was talking about this with a coworker actually today. And I think the thing that freaks me out the most about transitioning is just, and this is being real. I think it's just knowing that I'm just going to become so hot, and pretty girls have it hard. So
if you were in my studio, I'd be throwing things at you right now. Not like hard things, but I've got like this half empty water bottle right here on my desk that I would be hurling at you right now. Just for saying that out loud. Oh my God.
I had to throw in a joke. Yeah.
And now, and I love this other piece that you're on there about the live action Scooby-Doo. And you put that, Jay wanted to do a full segment on this.
Yeah. Primarily where I was just going to sing the opening theme song of Scooby, Scooby-Doo, where are you? We got some shit to do now. That's all I had. And yeah, Alex was like, you can't do a 15-minute segment where you just say that. So it's in the pre-show. So this is supposed to be a live action TV series, which is very interesting because I believe a few weeks ago we kind of had that question of what TV show, cartoon TV show would you want as a live action? And yeah, Scooby-Doo is not on our list.
No, because look, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
And they've casted McKenna Grace in Scooby-Doo, and that's fine as Daphne. But yes, this was again, go back and watch some of our videos. Of all the things, this is something we didn't need. Here's a list of shit we didn't need them to reboot. Another Scooby-Doo movie. Now is it? Oh no, sorry. It's a live action series on Netflix. I didn't need it. Okay. We didn't need it. Jay didn't need it.
No.
No, nobody needed it. Okay.
No.
And you're quitting your job.
Yeah. So this is also very hard. That doesn't really have the same effect after what I just fucking pulled like two minutes ago.
No.
So funny thing happened when I was choosing my name, my like what I want to be called, transitioned after transitioning, right?
Sure.
I was very careful. I was very fucking careful because I Googled top trans female names. Number one name, Jessica. And I was like, fuck no. Nope. Can't do that. And I like, so essentially we went down baby names, right?
Yeah. Gotcha.
Going through. I couldn't, I'm like, I know that a person named that name. I hate a person named that name. Nope. I chose a name, no fucking connection to. Like, oh, I think that's a great name. Don't know anyone named that. Awesome. And then so this happened like months ago. And then work started using the name. Everything is fucking fine. And then my boss literally tells me, oh, yeah, I know someone by that name. And I was like, oh, who? And he was like, my mother-in-law. And I was like, fuck, I'll just fucking pack my box. Like, right now. Fuck me. Are you serious? Do you like your mother-in-law? Like, it's like shit.
Lovely.
Yeah. There you go.
Lovely. I like it. I think you should stick with it. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. So just quit your job. It'll be fine. Then you don't have to worry about it anymore. Oh. All right. That was one of our weirdest cold opens anyway. So let's get to it. Coming to you live from our weird home studios. It is the Error Code Show for February 19th. Your place for news, pop culture, politics, gaming, whatever the hells we want to talk about. If you want to support the show, you can use your Prime subs on the stream. If you have Amazon Prime, you get one free Twitch sub, and you can give us Amazon's money. Also, you can just sub, and there are some people that sub very regularly, and we really, really appreciate it. So you can sub to us if you are watching on Twitch. Comment, like, subscribe. Please freaking help us defeat the algorithm gods over on YouTube, because I tell you what, they beat the snot out of us this week. We're on our march to 5,000 subs. We're trying to get there. To everybody who's done that so far, thank you very much. And be sure to also follow us on Twitter and the Facebooks at Error Code Show. To answer Dog Dad's question real quick before we get into the thing, Jay, yes, Jay has announced their name, but we're not using it on the show.
Yeah.
Which I respect.
Yeah. Alex said no. It's really Alex's fault. So, no, I'm kidding. No, it's so hard. From like an algorithm point of view, right? Like you have this name Jay, and I guess like now I've been doing podcasts for 2 or 3 years now, and then to try to like rebrand as a different name, it's like, fuck it, just keep the name Jay, and then you can have that like separation from like podcast name and like real life name, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, and that makes a lot of sense. I'm also hearing that we're desynced on audio on Twitch. Oh, because it's that kind of day. It's that kind of day. Folks, just bear with us today. We're gonna see what happens when we go back and do replays on all of this. This is gonna be really, really interesting. Okay. With that, I suppose we better get to our first segment today. This might be a short show. Again, if you have any topics you saw during the week that you'd like us to cover on the show, go ahead and drop it into the comments section, and we'll try and get to it at the end of the show like we always do. So go ahead and drop those anytime, and we'll try and grab them. But with that, we're going to move on to our first topic for the night, and that's this, right? This makes no sense, right? Gen Z is obsessed with the like late 90s and early 2000s, and a generation born into the hyper digital world is inexplicably drawn to the pixelated pre-internet era before Y2K. So we're unraveling this paradox of Gen Z's obsession with a past they didn't get to live through, exploring how something seemingly similar, vibes of the early 2000s and late 90s offer a unique comfort and connection for today's very young digital natives. So there's three kind of concepts here that I think could apply, right? And it's the pre-social media promise, right? Exploring the allure of this era before we had digital scrutiny, and again, kind of going back to the pre-show, that curated online persona that basically almost everyone now has to maintain, right? So we'll start there. Do you think that that's the primary draw, or is that just kind of like a side effect?
So I have a question about this. Is this like more than previous generations? Because I feel like every generation kind of idolizes an older generation.
So I would say this. I would say that no, because I kind of going through the 90s and early 2000s myself, I don't remember, at least not that deeply, like, no, like we didn't. I don't remember like idolizing a previous generation in the 90s, right? None of us were trying to be in like the 70s, or we didn't want to go back to the 80s. You know what I mean? Like that wasn't the idea, right? So I don't think it's a factor of just every generation kind of, idolizing the one before them. So I don't think that's it, right? Again, I'm wondering if it has more to do with people. Again, it's the not having to be constantly online that maybe Gen Z is a little more obsessed with. Do you think that could be it?
I mean, I guess. But yeah, they can just like suck it up and get over it. Like, yeah, it was amazing. You missed out on a great time. So suck it, nerds.
That this is now Jay's official like yelling at a cloud moment of why children, why bad children. All right. So idea number 2 is it's analog comfort in a digital world, like that the more tangible technology like flip phones and big bulky cameras and stuff like that offer a sense of nostalgia for that less connected past. I do think that this may have something to do with what's going on with like why vinyls have had another big resurgence lately. Right? Do you think we're on something there? I'm just curious.
Yeah. Yeah, I think and I think it's also just like so drastically different from today's world if you think about it. Like night and day. Like pre-internet time is way different from now.
Like that emergent internet time.
Yeah. Like because things were a lot simpler. I mean, think about it. Like no one could call you and be like, "Where are you?" You just fucking showed up at places whenever the fuck you showed up, or you just didn't show up. And people are like, "Oh, well."
I mean, I had a beeper at one point when I was like 15, maybe 14, 1997, 1998. So I did have a beeper. So, if you happen to have a quarter, you could call my beeper number and beep me if you were out and about. right? But that was like the closest we got to like hyper connected. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And again, also the final kind of idea here is investigating the excitement around emerging tech kind of at the turn of the millennium, before we knew how all this cool tech that we were just starting to kind of get our hands on, right? Like, was going to be our horrible, horrible downfall.
Yeah. Um uh Again, another coworker of mine today at lunch said the CEO of ChatGPT, like basically like we reached the point of no return where we are going to like quickly evolve all of this shit and we're all going to die. I'm paraphrasing her, who paraphrased, "Oh, we got a disconnection error. Oh, it came back." Okay. Anyways, and I think that's it. Like everyone's like, "Oh, this is impeding doom." But we also had that like Y2K moment, which was really kind of funny in hindsight, looking back. But I don't know.
Again, I find it deeply fascinating that, like, certain stuff I understand, right? Like, and this is, God, I'm about to sound about 1,000 years old. Here we go. I understand Gen Z's obsession with our music, because I'm sorry, 90s and 2000s music just is superior to what is coming out today. It just is, right? I've even seen TikTok trends about this where they're like, "Oh my God, will skinny white boys get back in a garage so we can have like from the suburbs get back in a garage so we can have some good pop punk again, because it's all gone now. What the hell? Come on, people. That's what we need. All right. So will you guys please like get back into the thing? Okay. Um,
Yeah.
and I again, the music thing, I get it, right? But like flip phones and digital cameras and all the other stuff, I mean, all right, the one that I really don't get is the fashion. I'm sorry. It's not that good. It wasn't that great. Honestly, fashion since the turn of the century has gotten really, really boring.
Like fashion now is boring compared to what we had in the 90s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But also the fashion that we had, again, the 90s went through a really weird, like very rapid fire, like set of phases, right? Like early 90s, it was like all the neon and super hyper bright colors. And then we got into like the grunge and the punk era in the mid 90s. And then it got all like super clean cut and kind of the pre-metrosexual kind of revolution that happened in the late 90s when everybody went all like short hair and clean cut and everything else, like that kind of stuff. You know, YouTube chat saying the 90s was comfort, right? Nothing is safe online. Everyone's trying to steal our crap. Tech is rolling backwards in direct response to the crap, right? Like everything just kind of sucks. Like not only are we not keeping up with it, but it's just kind of, everything's just kind of crap now. We're developing too fast.
Yeah. There's an interview I watched. I forgot who, might have been Dave Grohl. I don't think it was, but someone on that level. They talked about growing up in Washington, and he was like, "Look, we would come home from school and it's raining. It's raining almost every single day. So like we would just get our friends together and play music in the garage." Mm-hmm. And that's just what we did, because like there was nothing else to do. And yeah, so not Seattle, right? But like, Aberdeen or something.
Yeah, well, that's where they were from.
Nothing to do.
Yeah, really nothing to do out in Aberdeen. Jesus.
So, like, yeah.
So I don't know. I do find it, again, genuinely fascinating that Gen Z is, for whatever reason, very, very obsessed with the 90s and kind of that Y2K era. Like, I don't know. Let us know down in the comments below. Why do you think Gen Z? Are you Gen Z? Do you have a weird, unhealthy obsession with the 90s? Tell me all about it. Okay. Moving along. I actually like this next one. I don't know how long this one's gonna go, but we're gonna go. Because this is so great. Yay for distractions. But yeah, if you have any topics you want us to talk about or anything you saw in the news this week, be it entertainment, news, politics, or anything else, drop it in the comments. We'll try and get to it at the end of the show. Jay, would you like to take us away on what we found out about our world or what's out of this world?
Yes. Yes, I would. Thank you for joining me. We are not alone, or at least we're gonna fucking find out real fucking quick. Because today, with no reason at all for to expose the truth, Donald J. Trump has ordered departments to release all files regarding aliens. Yeah. So we're gonna fucking find out. And some people are saying it's a distraction. I have literally no idea what was going on in the world before this, but I don't think it is. This is amazing. Anyways, this is a very interesting topic to me. So in college, I was one class away from minoring in physics. I ended up minoring in mathematics, but I loved theoretical physics. So theoretically, we are 14 to 20 million light years away from the supposed origin of the Big Bang. What does that mean?
I don't know.
That means if there's an alien race that's even like 5 million light years closer to the Big Bang that is still alive today, they're going to be so advanced that we are going to think that their technology they're just godlike to us, because if they're still alive after that many years from the Big Bang, they have mastered like hopping to different planets for resources. They have mastered space travel, most likely. So yeah, and also if space is forever expanding in every single direction, then theoretically it is impossible for us to be the only life forms in the entire space. So I will say this is very sad, because if there is a alien race that is 5 million light years closer to the Big Bang and they are still alive and they have mastered all of this, most likely they would probably not be peaceful, because they would be out to get resources and harbor a slave workforce. But that doesn't matter. We're gonna fucking find out. Like, we have fucked around America and we are gonna find the truth. Yeah, Alex, what are your thoughts on this?
Well,
This is
I think we need to give the viewers the background on this. Okay. So basically what happened was Obama went on Brian Tyler Cohen's podcast the other day, and he was like, and Brian Tyler Cohen was like, hey, President Obama, are there aliens? And President Obama just said, yes. And no follow-up, just, that's all. Yep, there's aliens. And then they moved on, right? He's like, I haven't seen them personally, but yeah, there's aliens, right? Yeah. So first Trump slammed him and was like, no, he gave out classified information. He's not supposed to do that, which made everybody go, wait a minute. How do you know he gave out classified information, Mr. President? Yes. So now he's released a truth, right? Based on the tremendous interest shown, I will be directing the Secretary of War and other relevant departments and agencies to begin the process of identifying and releasing government files related to alien and extraterrestrial life, unidentified aerial phenomenon, and unidentified flying objects, and any and all other information connected to these highly complex but extremely interesting and important matters. I mean, I think somebody in the chat said it, right? This is a distraction from Epstein, the economy, Middle East, Iran, ICE, everything. Somebody else in YouTube chat said, it's Tyranids all the way down. Like, we're all going to die. It's just the Tyranids. Okay. And that all the notes are going to just be blacked out. Anyway, probably. Yeah. I mean, they did do the really cool UAP hearings on Capitol Hill where they had the pilots on and they were talking about the weird shit they were seeing. Don't get me wrong. Like, if they were going to be like, yo, here's aliens, right? I'm all about it. Let's give me some fucking aliens. Can I have some aliens?
We need, I will say this, we need aliens.
We need aliens. We really do. Like, give me
that,
some aliens.
We need that Star Trek first encounter thing.
I'm really amused by this. Again, I don't think it's going to go anywhere. You know, what Jay was talking earlier was, you know, kind of some Fermi paradox stuff. You know, the universe being so big, right? Like, yep. It's almost impossible that there wasn't intelligent life. But as Jay pointed out, if they were 5 million light years closer to the Big Bang than they were 5 million, entire species could have come up, had their entire life cycle of their species and gone extinct in the time that we would have ever had a chance to discover them.
Yeah.
And likewise for us. If you want more on that, go look at the Carl Sagan, you know, cosmic calendar. Like how, like if you divide the length of the universe into 1 year, when did humans actually show up? It was like an hour ago, you know? Like, so I'll take it for what it's worth.
Yeah, I will say we definitely need this because I'm not sure if you saw the Chinese robots doing Kung Fu. Have you seen that?
No. What now?
That was also this week. So like China released these robots that are like literally like doing backflips and jumping off of walls and doing Kung Fu.
Nice. Very nice.
And I'm just like, dude, that's crazy. These robots could like legit kill someone. So yeah, I don't know. We need invaders in. We need like a little Gur. We need aliens.
Yeah. No, look, I'm 100% there. Give me the aliens, right? Let's bring it on. If that might be the one thing that causes this whole planet to like actually stop being fuckwats, would be if somebody woke up one day and was like, sorry guys, there actually are aliens. Have a good one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe we have like a Robotech thing where the whole world has to band together and create their own giant robots to defend us from aliens. Like I'm just saying, I don't know.
Are there galaxies further away from the origin point than us? I imagine so. I would have to look into that, but I imagine so. I don't even know how many galaxies we've detected at this point. You know, and that goes into a whole other topic of discussions and things like that. So, anyway, Jay, final thoughts. Do you think there are aliens right now, and have they been here? More important question.
Yes. Of course there's aliens. Of course there's freaking aliens. It's statistically impossible for there not to be aliens.
But have they been here?
Now, if they've been here, I mean, that's a really interesting question. If you watched Prometheus, then they are the reason why we're here.
However, most fans of the Alien franchise would hope that Prometheus was T-canonized. And that's what we'll leave the topic for today.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's the death of Prometheus. All right, everybody. Thank on that subject. Let us know what you think down in the comments below. All right. I actually think we only have one more topic. That's true. It may be a short show tonight, guys. And again, we're having weird technical issues, so I'm not going to feel terrible if we have to cut it short. So I apologize, but we may have to. But the next one's kind of funny. Okay. Jay, apparently video games are losing. Not to better other games like tabletop, not to better storytelling, not even to like Netflix, not even to TikTok. No! According to a new industry report out of Europe, video games are losing the attention war to gambling apps, porn, and crypto. Which, honestly, is the most 2026 sentence I think I have yet said out loud. Now, before we all panic and uninstall Steam, let's unpack what this actually means. Because whenever we hear the phrase attention war coming from industry analysts, what we really hear is, why aren't you monetizing your free time more efficiently? for us. The report claims player engagement is slipping. The console and PC time, the amount of time people are spending on console and PCs is shrinking. That people are spending more time on high dopamine, high risk, algorithm optimized platforms like Kalshi and OnlyFans. Sure. But here's the uncomfortable question that nobody really wants to ask. Are they losing attention, or are some publishers just losing the ability to hold on to it? Because if your live service feels like a second job and a slot machine is offering instant dopamine, that's not an attention crisis. That's a design problem. So we're going to talk a little bit about the report, whether the data's there, and who benefits from pushing this whole narrative. So to start off with, just the basic theme, before we dive into the report, the basis that video games are losing the attention economy to crypto gambling and porn. What's your first thought, Jay?
Yeah. So my first thought is like, I'm surprised that you're surprised about the porn. Like, this isn't the 40s. Like, yeah. So that one I'm not surprised about. Crypto, I should have known that. And then gambling, it does make sense because you are getting that instant rush. Whereas, yeah, like we've all talked about like video games like Rust that are like super grindy, right? That like a lot of people hate because it feels like a job, right? Like, and our attention span has been getting shorter and shorter and shorter. Like no one wants to put in the work to like level up a character anymore. So like it does, like theoretically it does make sense. So yeah, I would say I wasn't surprised about porn. I should have known about crypto, and I should have known about gambling.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't really shock me per se. Now, again, what's really interesting about the report, he actually kind of slams the video game industry. He goes, you guys have gone up and up and up in revenue. And he shows revenue, you know, in the video game industry, again, just up, 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 right? And yet what we see is that video game franchises kept canceling games, right? And laying off workers and canceling games and laying off workers and canceling games. And he goes, why is it that revenue's going up, but you guys keep contracting, right? Video game development spend has flattened out, right? Content spend as a share of net revenue is low right now, right? Market growth is resuming, but spend on development is just going down, 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 down. And so he's basically saying part of this is you guys' fault. Part of this is net growth is going up, but you're spending less money, right? There's a bunch of other stuff, but he does come out to the point where he's like, look, part of the problem is, right? Americans spent $5 billion on OnlyFans in 2025. $5 billion on OnlyFans. Okay. Out of the just about $8 billion that was spent on OnlyFans, $5 billion of that from America. And so, you know, hey, look, you only have so much money to spend. What are you going to spend it on? A new PS5 game or some good old-fashioned booby pictures? Jay?
I will say, with my schooling, I have actually digged as much as I can into OnlyFans. So their revenue and their growth over time, I did know. But also I'm a little pissed.
Okay? I've got the graph. It looks great for them.
Oh yeah, for them, yeah. I'm not sure who came out of your fucking little report here, or who you said basically like blaming the victims, like, oh, it's your fucking fault. Like, what the fuck? We're the victim here. Why is it our fault? Like, just make make video games that are just based on porn, gambling, and crypto.
um, yeah, I mean, and again, you can see his notes here on the value bet on prediction markets, online sports betting, right? I mean, it's massive. It's a massive spend on global online sports betting. Um, and so yeah, I mean, I wish I could argue with his point here. You know what I mean? Like, but I really can't. You know, again, it's part of a much larger thing, and Eurogamer's got a link to the whole report. Um, but again, I thought the headline was funny because obviously, in crypto. Um, again, people are spending more time on screens, more time doing a lot of stuff. TikTok, they blame a little bit, right? Quote, AI apps that allowed for roleplay, erotica, and art. You know, which let's face it, we've talked about this before. Porn built the internet, right? It just did. Okay. It's going to build AI. That's where AI is going to have its greatest advancements is in porn. That will keep the AI bubble from bursting. So yeah.
I just don't know. I guess my closing statement here is like water is wet. Like water is very fucking wet. Like very, very, very wet.
You just say so basically what you're saying is it doesn't shock you because no matter where you're looking at it, the attention economy has just splintered everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Where people, you know, there only used to be X number of cable channels and that's everybody's focus is there. Now you've got YouTube channels like ours. You've got podcasts. You've got video games. You've got TikTok. You've got 8 billion different things that are making everyone spend their money and time in other places where they would have put that into video games before or any other thing. So, do you think that's a good thing that the attention economy is being split that much?
I don't think it's a good thing that our attention span is getting shorter and shorter. And I will say like, and we've talked about this, back when we were kids playing video games, like it wasn't mainstream, right? And we've had our moment and it's been great. But if it goes back to like levels of the 90s, then like I don't think it's gonna die. Like, guys, come on. Like it's just I don't know. It's it is interesting. Now, Dog Dad did give me like an idea of a topic to talk about.
Okay. Well, let us know what you think in the comments below. Are we talking about the Andrew thing?
Andrew thing? Who the hell is Andrew?
Oh, Prince Andrew got arrested. Former Prince
yeah.
Andrew.
I mean, thank God.
Yeah, well, and I think it just goes to show that the British people, and I know there was some arrests in Norway over the Epstein stuff. Everyone else in the world will hold their people accountable except for us. Just
yeah.
Which is why we didn't talk about it today because. Okay. What was the topic idea that Dog Dad gave you?
So Dog Dad made a point here. He's made a statement here. OnlyFans is expensive. Pornhub is just as good and free.
So is Reddit.
So is Twitter. Twitter's like just pretty much kind of like a porn site now. But so this is a very interesting topic. I think we covered this not on this podcast, but on my previous podcast about like paying for porn versus like not paying for porn.
Okay.
Which I find to be a very interesting topic. As you guys are aware, like I do have a couple of friends that are in like that industry full time. That's what they do. And so like I got to know kind of like the business side of things. I will say, Dog Dad, from my research into like OnlyFans, most content creators are like that sweet spot for your subscription price is like should be like $5 to $7. So getting your subscription price, not that expensive. But then the content creator will be like, okay, well now you're subscribed. Pay me money, I'll give you attention, or pay me money and I'll give you these special videos and stuff. And that's where it can get pretty expensive, right? But when you go to other websites and you watch porn for free, sometimes it's not always from the consent of the artist, if you will. So then your artist is losing money. That is their full-time job. So I don't know. Alex, what is your thought in a world where Dog Dad is correct? There's the porn sites out there where you can just watch porn for free. What are your thoughts on paying for porn versus just going out and just watching it for free?
Again, I think it's entirely based on what you're using it for. I think part of what makes OnlyFans and the similar-ish sites like them unique is two things. One from a creation side and one from a consumer side. One from the creation side is the ability to be, for lack of a better term, independent, right? And I know there's been a lot of discussion about, you know, that taking power away from the old adult content agencies and the people who used to be extremely exploitative in the industry. So there's that piece of it, okay? And I think that that's a good thing, right? If those content creators want to control their content, right? It's a good thing. And I think for the consumers, what draws them to OnlyFans is the illusion or the reality, depending on the creator, of being able to directly interact with that creator. Like, because there's the chat feature, right? You can send direct messages back and forth. And again, I know some of them use management agencies to do it. Some of them claim to do it themselves. I'm not going to question the veracity of either direction. But what I'm saying is whether it's an illusion or not, they get that direct interaction. Whereas when you go to the hub, you go to X videos, whatever, you don't have that direct interaction. And especially for something like that, I think that it is fair to pay a premium, right? It's just like tipping in a restaurant, okay? And actually, that's probably the best way I can put it. And I imagine that the content for OnlyFans, again, it's a lot more curated. It's directly creator controlled, right? Anybody who's spent any time on the hub knows a lot of that stuff is pretty like it's the same shit over and 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 over again, right? So the scenes don't change, the plot's always it's always the same crap. So to me, it's the McDonald's of adult content, right? OnlyFans is like really high-end badass food trucks. Some of them are really expensive. Some of them are a little cheaper. Sometimes the food's a little better. Sometimes it's a little worse. Sometimes it's medium. But what you have is like when you go to those ones where all the food trucks gather, you have a lot of options, right? And you can look around and maybe you'll sample a little bit from all of them, right? Maybe you don't have a full meal at the Mexican food truck. Maybe you're going to go over to the Indian food truck or the, German food truck, right? I don't know if I'm belaboring this analogy too far, but it's the best one I can think of. And again, it might be a little pricier, but it's probably a little higher quality, and it probably tastes a little better. Did I completely run that analogy into the ground?
I mean, I think you made your point. And I'll say like, yes. You have the ones that are successful are very artistic. I will say, like those that I've met, they're very artistic in what they do. It is not just like a very sterile, like what Dog Dad I'm assuming is like referencing here of like visiting like a old like porn industry shoot, right? Like, and I think another aspect to it is like you're getting a glimpse into that person's life because most of the time they're shooting in their house. Like it is like their actual bedroom or their spare bedroom. It's more real versus like a set that's built to like just crank out kind of like what you mentioned, like the same scene over and over again with like different actors and stuff. So I I do agree. Like if you're looking for something different, something more personable, like you gotta pay for that. And like maybe I'm a little biased since like I don't know, I did peek behind the curtain and I have friends that do that, but um yeah, I don't know. People like spending more money on OnlyFans than video games, so
Um, so based on the content creators that I have talked to, and like even just besides when we did the GH After Dark, there was a bunch of OF creators there that day, and I've spoken to quite a few. If you want to do the thing like what Twitch chat is talking about, like have a fun like pseudo relationship and not have to pay for extra damn thing, what you want to do is you want to stay out of that top 5% of creators, right? Because those people are so inundated. There's just so much. You got to find the smaller, newer, up and coming creators, and that's where you're gonna get your get your money from, basically. Get your more bang for your buck. Um, Again, I I wish I could I wish I could say like you know um there's a right or wrong answer to it, but there's not really. Again, I think it serves its purpose. And if you're not paying for it, you get what you pay for.
yeah. And also, I mean, to your point, Alex, like it is what is your purpose? Like what are you trying to use it for? Like if you're just trying to like do business, like you're just trying to, just something quick.
Look, and my
Okay.
understanding is a lot of the AI chatbot, the
Oh god.
NSFW AI chatbots have gotten a lot better. Like they've gotten a
Yeah.
lot more advanced recently, right? There's been some major advancements in that direction. So, and I think that might be cheaper.
I oh man, we have opened up
A
not even a
whole
can
can
of
of
worms.
worms.
Not even a can. It's like a fucking food truck of worms now. I actually had this conversation with my sister-in-law's boyfriend, um, who said just what you said, and then he told me a couple like completely free AI chatbots, completely dedicated to that.
Type of
Um,
content.
and you can go make your own character, or you can go and be like, someone's already made it for you. Start chatting with them, and I found it like very interesting to try to break that character, right? Like try to get it to where they would say nonsense or say shit that doesn't just make sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't really do it. Like I couldn't really break the AI. Like it was really, really good. Like AI has advanced in the past 5 years. So yeah, Dog Dad, if you can have an entire relationship, I feel like, with this like AI character.
But
I
I
will
also
warn you though,
we talked
if you
about
haven't
this.
seen,
We talked
yeah,
about this on a video a few weeks ago. Go look on our YouTube channel. God, when did we have this conversation?
I don't
Because
know.
we were talking about specifically about falling in love with AI.
Yeah.
We did a
Yes.
video on this.
Was that like 3 or 4 months ago now?
Oh gosh, I'm trying to go look really quick while we're doing it. But yes, um, hang on.
But yeah. If you haven't seen the movie Her, go watch Her.
Yeah.
Literally
We did it
the plot.
we did it in September. It's AI friends
Okay.
and waifus,
There we go.
right? Yeah, we did that content back in September. I was like, wait, didn't we do this?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Alex, we are the creators that are just cranking out the same content week after week after week.
Oh yeah, and somebody in the TikTok chat has reminded me again. It's the lady who the AI told her that her therapist, like, she should get with her therapist. Like, oh my god, yeah, it was that was a funny situation. Let's see if I can grab the URL. Where are you? URL, copy URL. Yeah, if you're looking for that video, it's right there. We did it. Yeah, we did it months ago. We talked about this. Because we were talking about it again, and somebody else brought this up in the chat. You know, it's the parasocial relationships that you're getting on OnlyFans, right? It's parasocial relationships there, and it's parasocial relationships with AI. You know, it's just, man. I think you could dedicate we could probably dedicate like whole shows to that, folks. Like, we really, really could. So,
I mean, send us your money and we will talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah, it's a thing. Yeah, the AI is getting better. And again, adult content helped build the internet in the first place, right? And when it comes to any new internet technology, I just wait for adult content to get it there, and then the technology will be adapted for everybody else. So, anyway, let us know what you think in the comments below. Yeah, we're pretty much out of topics for that. There's a couple things people brought up. I have also, on top of Jay, I have another friend who used to work in the adult content industry back in the 90s, like when it was kind of in its heyday. And one of the things he used to tell me was, you think you want to look behind the scenes. You really, really don't.
You never want to see how the hot dogs are made.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
Somebody said they discovered that Discord has porn too. Yes, but Discord is very dangerous for porn. You have to be very, very careful with the servers you're going into because they are not all above board. So I would be careful with that one. I'm curious what the breakdown in OnlyFans is for non-adult content, like comedians, people's cars. I know it's there. If I were to guess, it's less than 5%.
Yeah, it's really small.
Tiny.
I think in my research, I saw that OnlyFans originally started with non-adult content.
Mm-hmm.
It was supposed to be for like yoga videos, workout videos, stuff like that.
Comedians, it was supposed to, connect to your favorite creators.
Yep. And then it, well, COVID hit, and
even before COVID, OF was already going that direction.
Yeah.
Right. But for sure, it moved it along.
Yep.
And for as many people as there are on the planet, you will find that many different opinions. I have seen former OF creators be like, it is the worst decision of my life. I wish I would have never done it. It's horrible. No one should do it. I've seen other OnlyFans creators who are like, it is the best decision I ever made. I bought myself a house. I bought my parents a house. I've done all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
That I never could have done without this platform.
I will say, I have talked to a couple of like trans adult content creators, not the people that I've done podcasts with, but
other
like
ones,
friends of theirs, right? Like hanging out with my friends and their friends who do adult content. And it is actually like very sad. There is evidently a high number of your trans adult content creators. They never wanted to do it. But once they transitioned, all of a sudden they could not find jobs. And they struggled to pay rent. They stopped thinking about going to college at that point, because your whole life becomes like, how am I going to pay my bills? And then one person like says, hey, you can make like $500 a week on OnlyFans. And the next thing you know, you start doing it, and they feel very kind of trapped with it, because it's like, okay, well, now
you have financial freedom. It's golden handcuffs.
Yeah. And also like your future employers might find it and not like that. So I have like met a few people that have kind of shared that with me, and it's very sad. But then also, like you said, I've met people that are just like, oh yeah, I fucking love it. Like I get to do whatever the fuck I want. So
Yeah, it's it's literally the same thing for basically anything in that kind of realm. Um, uh, which is you can go read. Oh God, it was Freakonomics 2. I think he started talking where he was trying to get into the economics of escorts, like high end escorts, right?
hmm,
And figure out where the supply demand curves were and things like that. Stuff that's really difficult for economists to truly understand, right? Because um, it's not public data and it's not legal, right? And so that's the difficulty, right? Um, and again, it's literally similar to any type of sex work. You will find like, and actually, there's a couple of them on TikTok who are from Australia who are like high end escorts, and they're like, "This is the greatest job ever," right? And other ones will be like, "No, it's horrible and shouldn't do it." And like you talk about the women who work at the legalized brothels in Vegas, again, there is for every single person out there, there is a slightly different opinion um, about how sex work should be classified from both a legal, a societal, a financial. That there, as many people as there are opinions.
yeah.
You know, um, it's why anytime anybody says, "Oh, I was an OnlyFans creator and I think it's horrible," I take it with a grain of salt. Anytime somebody's like, "I'm an OnlyFans creator and it's great," I take it with a grain of salt. Right? Your mileage may vary. Um, so I think that's where we're at for today. Um, other quick stuff. Let's see here. Wuthering Heights. They're going to hit 100 million at the box office by the end of the weekend. So congratulations to them. They're going to be the first movie to hit 100 million, and I wouldn't have called that.
I did watch that movie.
Was it good?
It was weird. That was a Valentine's Day movie. Took my wife to. It was weird. It was kind of weird.
All right.
It was weird. Go watch the movie and then we can have a discussion about it. There's parts in it where I'm like, what the
No, in fact, I'm mad because I missed it. We could have done the early access screenings for Project Hail Mary through Amazon. And I think they're sold out now. Oh, wait. Maybe. Oh. I don't want to go to Regal. Oh, wait, AMC. Can we get in this day? Let's find out. I doubt it. Nope. All the early screening stuff is gone for Project Hail Mary, and I'm pissed about it. Pissed.
what about Regal?
I think they're all sold out.
I mean, probably, yeah.
2D 740. Can we get it from Regal? Yeah, so they had ones for the 13th was the one that I wanted.
Oh.
Yeah, like a week ahead of time. So I'm still upset about that. Stupid thingy. Yes, people's posts were making sense today. I appreciate everybody who joined today. Today's a weird day for us and our thing. It really is. We're like, we don't know what we're doing. Also, a lot of the stuff in the news this week was very, very depressing. We might be at war by next weekend.
But aliens.
But aliens. We might get some aliens. So, all right, folks. I don't even want to talk about Robert Duvall and Jesse Jackson dying. That makes me sad too, right? By the way, if you haven't watched him on TikTok, BMO the Prince, like he does a lot of stuff where he makes fun of the years. Go watch his stuff on TikTok. He's already mad at 2026, as am I. All right, everybody. I think we're gonna let you go. Short show, but we will be back next week. Last week, I think we did an extra long show for you guys. So
Yeah.
I think we're doing a short show. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. We are always here, 8 p.m. every Thursday, right, on twitch.tv/ericode show, youtube.com/ericode show, and now we're gonna try and keep doing TikTok simulcasts. Although, anyway, that's that. So yeah, come back to us next week, 8 p.m. on all the channels. Bye.
Bye.